So when we were talking about what to do for Youth Sunday, we decided to do Stepping into the Future with Jesus as My Guide. This is a really big deal to me because I'm a senior and I'm going off to college in the fall, and for the other two seniors that are going to be speaking as well. But college is a big step. It's actually very scary. I'm very scared about it. But with God at your side, it doesn't have to be. My name is Emily Dickey. I'm a senior at Reagan High School, and in the fall, I'm going to be attending the University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa. So to understand why I chose this, you kind of need to understand a little bit about my summer. So my mother and I went on a road trip to visit all these colleges out in the West because I want to go far away. Obviously, Alabama's 8 hours away. So when we went to go visit UT Austin, I was telling my mom that our cousins who are Catholic are going to have to pull some pretty big strings to have Jesus himself come down so I would like Alabama, because I was very set on going to Texas. So I guess I had some divine intervention and Jesus was there with me, but when I walked onto Alabama, I had that feeling that I belonged there, that was where I needed to go. But I doubted it for so long. I was like, well, I need to go to App. That's where our friends are. It's closer to family. It's where a lot of people that I know are going. So that's where I thought I needed to go. I talked to one of my teachers, Mr. Penix, and he's a very godly man, but he's my favorite teacher. And he asked me, he said, "Are you praying about it?" And then I was thinking, no, I wasn't. This is the biggest decision of my life that I've made so far, and I wasn't talking to the driving force of my life. So I thought that this was something that I needed to do myself. Friends are a big factor. So I kind of pushed them away to make this decision because I knew that if I had my friends around me, that I would choose something that would be better for them and not for me. So I actually remember the day that I decided on Alabama. I was having a really bad day, so I came home and I started to pray, which is something I really don't normally do when I have a bad day. But I felt like God was right there with me, like he was wrapping his arms around me, and I had this feeling that Alabama is where I needed to go. That's where I need to spend the next 4 years of my life, or probably 5 or 6, depending. That's where I need to spend my college career. And it broke some of my friends' hearts, and I know it broke my mama's heart, but it's where I needed to go. I know that Alabama is the right plan for me. And I know it's 8 hours away, and I don't know anyone there, but it's a big step for me because I've always been a homebody. I've always been someone that needed to stay with me. But I think that because I will have God with me the entire time that I'm there, then I won't be alone. I'll have someone with me at all times. And I'm also doing random assignment for a roommate, which is a really big deal for those of you that went to college. Not knowing who you're going to live with, it's pretty scary. But I have to put trust in God that he's going to have someone there for me, and he's going to know exactly who I need to room with, instead of me having to make that decision for myself. So I do realize that Alabama is a long way away, and I am going to miss my church family and my school family and my actual family, maybe. But I am going to miss all you guys, but I know that Alabama is the right plan for me because that's what God has in set for me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Reynolds Craver, and I'm finally a senior. So everyone in the congregation that has been thinking that I was a senior for the last 3 years, I'm finally a senior this year, and next year I sadly won't be able to come back here on a consistent basis. But I'm going to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and you see there are a bunch of people that are diehard Carolina fans and are happy, about the basketball championship and everything like that. And then there are the people that have the ABC concept of anywhere but Carolina, and definitely would rather me see you go somewhere else. I'm very excited for the future and very excited to be going to Chapel Hill. But I won't lie, I am a little nervous to be going off to college. There are many things about my life that are soon about to change, but despite these environmental changes, there are some things that will always stay the same, and there are some things that will always be here. Thank you for all the years that I've been able to call this place my home, and it's still going to be my home, even though I'll be moving to Carolina. Oh, well, I'm still in the state, but you know what I mean. College can be a rough experience for people and can be a lot to juggle, but I feel like with all the preparation that I've had within this church and all the things I've learned along the way of my childhood, that I'm well prepared to go and succeed as this monumental step in my life. But one thing that I need to do to make sure that my college experience is successful and that I get the most out of it that I can is I need to stay true to myself and to the values that have been installed inside of me. And that consists of letting Jesus be my guide through the college experience so that the blows get sustained and the triumphs are even merrier. So that during the moments of trial, I can turn to him for guidance, whether that be in his word or in prayer. And also during the times of victory when we can celebrate together. I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life, so I definitely need his guidance to figure out what my major will be at UNC Chapel Hill. I'd like to think that it's something where I can communicate with people because that's something I feel like is one of my greatest strengths. But Carolina has a bunch of majors, and I'm sure whatever God leads me into majoring in, I'll find success. Next year at Carolina, it's a very large school, as most people know, as is Alabama and NC State, where Cameron's going. But I'd like to think that through my experiences with the youth and such that I'll be able to stick out as I have in high school and be the light of the world and hopefully be a light at UNC Chapel Hill. I'm going to get a roommate, and I don't know who he is yet. I'm not going random. I'd like to figure out who this person is before I get down there. I don't necessarily have as much bravery as Emily does on that regard, but I'd like to think that he's someone that I get along with and someone that believes in God. But that being said, if he doesn't, then that's a perfect opportunity for me to have an impact on him in a way that maybe he never has before. And I'd love to, bring him back here to this loving community and this loving church and show him everything that has poured into my life and made me who I am today. But at UNC, how can Jesus be made visible through me? How can I, make him obvious to others? And how can I find others like myself that can pick me up when I'm down and keep me engaged in the Word when at a big school like Carolina, there's many people that aren't that way. I do not have all these answers, but God does. And when the challenges of college face me, I have faith that my beliefs in my God will show me the way. All of us can agree that even the best followers make mistakes and lose guidance at times. But in those times of trial, that truly defines who we are, and it also defines how strong and how strengthened our walk is with Christ. And I know for certain that as I struggle through college, I'm sure that my grades might at times, but anyways, no, I don't say that because I am prepared and I do work very, very hard. But I definitely need prayer, and so does the rest of the seniors and all the other youth, as school can be very stressful at times, and my parents got to give me a hard time because I definitely take my grades seriously and stress over them. But they said when I go to college, you just need to play it out and don't worry so much about the grades. They're more to life than just grades, and they're more to life than just getting an A. And in high school, it's easy to consist of, having your best days is the ones where you ace that test, and having your worst is the ones where you do not ace the test and you receive a bad grade. But you need to be strong in your faith, and as you are in your schoolwork, and you got to put time and effort into making both of those things succeed. And I'm so glad I'm really going to miss being here next year, but I know that I always have this rock to fall back on. And thank y'all for all the wonderful years and all the wonderful memories during my childhood. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Watts. I go to Mount Tabor High School, and I'll be attending NC State University. I went to Winston-Salem Moravian before Olivet, and after experiencing a congregation like this one question might arise for my future, and that's my future with Jesus. I believe that my future will contain Jesus as a role model and guide. I am planning on following Jesus and his teachings throughout the next major step in my life, which is college. College at NC State University will open many opportunities for me, and it's going to be critical for me to continue the Bible's teachings while I navigate through the decisions that will shape my life. Keeping Jesus close to me at all times is what's going to be necessary in order to have the best college experience possible. In order to accomplish my goal of staying closer to Jesus, I plan on joining a Christian-based club at NC State. I hope with the help of Jesus, I'll find my purpose in this seemingly crazy world. I just want to say thank you to all of the Moravian Church for supporting me on my journey with Jesus Christ. Having an important community like this one really helps pave the way, a promising way to success with Jesus. Thank you.